Koi, everybody. How are you doing? I hope everyone is fine. Um, I I myself am I'm not in the best moods. So this is going to be a very I'm going to try and be cool, calm, and collective. But it's very hard for me because of what I'm about to talk about. I'm sure you all have heard, but maybe you haven't. Actually, I think only the ones that are online or on YouTube or listen to independent media, you guys know what I'm going to be talking about. But anybody who listens to mainstream media, maybe a little bit, but not the truth. And the truth of the matter is, this government sucks. Okay? This government is run by white supremacy completely, from the top to the bottom. This is a white supremacy government. Has been since what? Even before 1776, okay? But ever since 1776 and ever since the Constitution, this is a racist government, okay? And now with the ICE thugs, even from the beginning, I know we all, heard the idiot talk about how he was only going to get the criminals and the rapists and the murderers, and that those are the ones that he's going to be getting when he's talking about immigration. He's going to get rid of all of them, and we all know that was a lie, because he hasn't done that yet. Okay, the majority of people that the immigration thugs have been getting are not criminals. They are citizens with maybe a traffic crime, or a bad check or something. I did remember hearing about somebody was picked up. She had a $40 bad check. Oh, wow. Oh, my God. I did over $5,000 and I got picked up. Okay? I went to jail for that. Okay? So, they are picking up innocent people and have been. Okay? Basically, brown skin. Okay? Hispanics. Alright? But now, they're picking up indigenous people, my relatives. Okay. They picked up 4 Native men in Minnesota. They let go 1 and they kept 3. And they told the Oglala Sioux Nation chair people, their chairman, their leadership, that we will let them free if you sign an agreement allowing the ICE thugs to come up on your nation, on your territory, and decide who they will take. Really? And of course, the chairman is like, really? So you want me to break a treaty that we've had with the government for over 150 years or more, this treaty, okay, stating that this is finally on paper, stating this is our land and we will decide who, what, and where happens on our land. You want us to just say, oh, okay, as long as you let these guys, yeah, okay, we'll sign. Fuck you, is basically what they said. And I'm like, yes. And every territory, indigenous territory, should do the same thing. Say to this fucking government, fuck you. That ain't gonna happen. Okay? It's just not gonna happen. How dare they? I mean, and you all thought this was about immigration. It ain't never been about immigration. It ain't never been. The whole thing, this whole time, all that bullshit that he talked about, lowering prices, you know, and the tariffs are going to give us money, trillions of dollars, ain't done shit. Everything that this man has said he was going to do has not happened, except for what he said about he was going to get rid of. Okay? But he used that phrase, I'm going to get rid of all the bad people. I'm going to get rid of all the rapists and all the criminals. Those are the ones that I'm going to get rid of. And we all know that that is not true. And he has not done that. And now he's coming after me. Well, guess what? Fuck you. We have been here in memoriam for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Even before you were even thought of, we have been here. They keep trying to change our creation story. We know our creation story. We know where we came from. We didn't come from no fucking barren straits. Come over no damn barren straits. We came from the land, from the seas, from the water. That's where we came from. That's why this land is so sacred to us. Fucking change our creation story? No, it ain't happening. And you forget something. See, you forget your own damn history. Okay? Idiot. And all your minions that are with you. That's the reason why they act the way they act. That's the reason why they're so disgusting people. It's because their ancestors came from Europe and England. They came from the worst of the worst. Which is what first came here. You forgot that. Okay? The rich people didn't, the smart people didn't come over here first. It was all the idiots. The idiots. It was all the rapists. It was all the con men. The murderers. The pedophiles. Pedophiles. They all came over here first. You forgot that. And that's written down. That's written down in your history. That you want to erase so much. You want to take all the good stuff that everybody else did in this country and make it like it was you. And it wasn't you. It wasn't you. You stole it, just like you stole the land. All the inventions, you stole all the good inventions. You forgot the White House was built. Oh, who built the White House? Sure as hell wasn't you. Who built all the skyscrapers in New York? Huh? Who built them? Sure as hell wasn't you. You might have designed them, but even then, I don't even know if you designed them. You probably took designs from everybody else but yourself. You guys are just... Oh, man. All right, let me speak to the white folks that are willing to listen to me. Okay. You guys got to speak up. You guys got to come from out of the shadows and come to the light. Okay? Because you guys are the only ones that are going to stop this. Okay? You're the only ones. Got to speak up. Now, some of you are. I listen to you on Instagram and on YouTube. I hear you. But a lot more of you have to. I just heard from one of the ones that I follow, Jolly. And he just did a video where he's talking about 2026 elections and how, yeah, the idiot, and they have rigged it already, okay? But they rigged it to the point where we can do something about it. We can do something about it and stop this from happening. Because they already know that the only way they're going to win is by them rigging it. They know that that's the only way they're going to win. And see, we know that too. So we all have to get together and stop it. Democrats, come on, Democrats. Grow some balls. Okay? Grow some fucking balls. Okay? The women already have it. The women have more balls than the men. Okay? You men don't have... I don't know. What the fuck is wrong with you men? What is wrong with you? Why are you so scared? I do. That was the one thing that the colonizers did when they first came over here. And they saw that we had a matriarchal society. Okay? And they didn't like that. Women? Women are the leaders? What? Because over in Europe, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. Women were just as bad as slaves. Okay? So when they came over here and they saw that women, clan mothers, they had to say. But what they didn't realize is that we live the way the Creator expected us to live. Okay? Which is that each one of us had a role. Women, men, children, elders. We all had a role. And we all were together. We all were together. Okay? Women gave birth. So they were the nurturers. Okay? They knew who the leaders were, who the warriors were, who the teachers were. They knew all that because they were the nurturers. They gave birth. They took care. That's why they did what they did. Because they knew. And the men, they became the warriors. They became the medicine men. Okay? They took care of the family. And then the kids. The kids learned. The kids learned from, and who did the kids learn from? The elders. Because the elders went through everything. And they learned. And they became wise. And we all worked together. We all worked together. And the one thing that we all had, what was the one thing that kept us all together? Do you know? You have any idea? The one thing that kept us all together? You know what the answer is? Love. Because of love. That's what kept us together. We respected each other, we honored each other, we cherished each other, we harmonized with each other, we loved each other. We knew what was good for each other. We were willing to listen to each other. That's why when we do talking circles, we do it in a circle. Because in the circle, who's in the middle of that circle? The Creator. And we have no problems in praying and holding ceremonies and giving back. All that stuff you hear now, about paying it forward, or it came from. There's something that I can't do yet. I'm gonna learn how to do it because I really want to get better at doing this. Okay. But I want you to hear something from someone. I can't do it as a like I would like to do it, but I can at least do it from my phone. So I hope that you'll be able to hear this. I got it off of Instagram. But I want you to hear what Russell Means has to say.
It is radical to want to be lawful. It is radical to demand that your government live up to the law. Definitely. Amatakwepi, Mia Malakota, Ogalala na Ianktama, Dakota. Mechazeke Oyate Wachiapi. My name works for the people. The colonial colonized name is Russell Means. I want to talk a little bit about radicalism and being called radical. Maybe it is true I am a radical. Because all I've ever asked, all I've ever demanded, all I've ever fought for, all I've ever been shot for, all I've ever been stabbed and beaten for, or thrown in jail or prison for, is to ask and demand, any way, shape, or form, that the United States of America live up to its own laws. I happen to consider myself a constitutionalist. The United States of America, which is founded on American Indian thought and philosophy. That thought and philosophy is individual liberty through representative government. Hello, we gave it to you. The concept did not come from Egypt, Mesopotamia, the Greeks, the Romans, the English, John Locke. No one except indigenous people And so that concept, and I will quote Benjamin Franklin in 1746 at a meeting in Pennsylvania of the colonists, which he said, and I quote, "If those savages to the north can form a near perfect union that has endured for thousands of years and appears to be indissoluble, why can't we, a more civilized people, form a more perfect union?" Unquote. So you see, I'm proud of Indian law. I love Indian law, and I love the Constitution of the United States, even though it only represents about 1/3 of the Iroquois Great Law of Peace, the Iroquois Confederacy, from whence it came, because in 1988, on the eve of the Bill of Rights, 200th anniversary, the Congress of the United States of America passed a unanimous resolution thanking the Iroquois Confederacy for its input into the creation of the United States of America and its Constitution. Now, the way America is going, it is radical to want to be lawful. It is radical to demand that your government live up to the law. Definitely in a country that has been at war every year of its existence. Hello? Knock, knock. So call me what you will. The way America is going, it is radical to want to be lawful. It is radical to demand that your government live up to the law. Definitely. Amatakwepi. Mia malakota. Ogalala na ianktama. Dakota. Mechazeke oyate wachiapi. My name works for the people. A colonial colonized name is Russell Means. I want to talk a little bit about radical.
Yeah. They don't teach you that in school. I wonder why. I wonder why. Actually, I don't wonder why, because I know. And I have always said it. That if the true history of this country was told from beginning to now, well, number one, we wouldn't be here now. We wouldn't be the kind of nation that we are now if the true history was told from the beginning. But see, it couldn't happen. It couldn't happen. Why? Because of the doctrine of discovery. Okay. Civilized. He said it. Benjamin Franklin said it. He didn't even think that we would, even though they were taken from us, our laws, he still didn't think that we were civilized enough. He still said, we are more civilized. So we should be doing that, not them. Even though we proved it. We've been living this way for thousands of years. You guys come over here and all of a sudden you want to take it away, but then you want to change it to what? White supremacy. Only white people can be this way. We are the only civilized ones. No, you're not. And you never were. And you never will be. And it's only because you don't want to open your head, open your minds to anything. You want to keep it so closed because only white people can do this. Even when it's been proven that you are not the only ones that can do this. And what's so fucking wrong with that? What is so wrong with that? You guys make it hard. Is the color of our skin so bad? It really mustn't be, because you try and get as dark as us in the summertime. Well, no, you try and do it year round. I'm drinking tea tonight. The calming. And as you see, it's not really working. But oh, it'll kick in soon, because woo, what is so wrong? What is so wrong with us unifying into a world where we all work together? What? I don't see. I don't get that. Okay, because I have been in groups in areas where we all worked well together. Okay, I remember. I'll give you an example. It took a while, but I'll give you an example. One of my passions is customer service. I love customer service. You know, I love working with people, and I love doing for people. I just love it, right? And one of my most favorite jobs that I ever had was being a teller. Believe it or not, I loved being a teller in a bank. I love dealing with money. I love the counting. I love figuring it out. Like if somebody didn't prove, if their checkbook didn't prove, I loved trying to figure it out as to why it wasn't proving, and I always found it out why, and and I just really loved doing all that. However, before that, I had to learn, so I had to be trained. So when I first worked in the bank, I worked in bookkeeping and as a proof operator. A proof operator is when you work on a machine, and we're the ones that do the encoding. If you ever look at a check and you see on the bottom of the check, you see the encoding, well, I used to be the one to do that. I used to have to encode it. We would sit on the big machine and we would type this up, and it was awesome. I loved it. And then I went over to bookkeeping, and I love bookkeeping. I loved it. Loved bookkeeping. I got exempt from all my exams in high school. My final exam, both of them, I got exempt because I was so good at bookkeeping. Anyway, so I did that for like 3 or 4 years, and then, life hit. But anyway, I ended up going back to working in a bank, but this time I went back as a teller. Now, this is in 1987. So, in 1987, not only did I get a job working as a bank teller, but I got married. I married my knight in shining armor as our doctor. We both had the same doctor. Had always said that I had married my knight in shining armor. At least I thought I did, but that's another story. That's another video. Anyway, so I went to work for this bank. It was Bank of the Hamptons, here in the Hamptons. And, no, I'm sorry. Bridgehampton National. I'm sorry, Bridgehampton National was when I became a teller. And so back in the day, we didn't have computers. We had, manual machines that we worked on. So I had to learn how to do that, and I had to learn how to do all that stuff. So when I first started, I was the newcomer, and the customers really didn't like the fact that they had to come to my window after I had learned how to do everything, after they had trained me, and I was able to, have my own window. A lot of people didn't like coming to me because I was slow. Okay, because I'm learning. I'm just learning how to do this, and I was slow, and they didn't like it. And number one, I was, the only up color there. So they didn't really, So, anyhow, after a while, I was getting better, and I was getting faster. But not only was I getting better and getting faster, but I was willing to do things that the other tellers really weren't willing to do. Okay, and what I mean by that is, even though they would do it, I would just do it automatically. Okay, I would, whatever you needed, I'd be able to help you. Okay, I would go the next step. And a lot of the customers started liking me because they realized that I was willing to help them in any way, you know, and that I was funny and I was fun to be with. You come to my window and hey, how's you doing? How you doing today? You know, I was like one of those kind, you know, always laughing and, you know, asking, you know, so how things going? How was your weekend? Oh, you did that? Oh, yeah. You know, that I love to talk. You know, I love to jab. I love to have fun. And all of a sudden, they were coming to me all the time. Before they would go to the others, they would come to me. And I developed a good following of people that just like coming to me, and I enjoyed it, and then I got really good at it, and I would stop doing what I was doing and help you out. You know, I would help you out. What do you need? I will help you. And the people that were waiting behind them, they didn't mind because they knew that when they came up to the window, I'd do the same thing for them. Okay, that was the difference, and I loved it. I really loved it. Okay, but one thing that I noticed was in the beginning they saw this. Okay, they saw this, but the more and more they got to know me, they not only did they see this, but they saw this. And that was the difference. They started to see me for who I was. That I wasn't just this Indian, that I was more than that. That I was a woman, and I was a good woman. And when I saw you, I didn't see your color first. I saw who you were. Okay? One of the worst phrases you can ever say, especially to a person of color, is that I don't see color. Well, why not? Why don't you see my brown skin? You better see my brown skin, because that's who I am. I'm an indigenous woman. Okay? I don't mind that you want to say that. I said, fine. You better see my brown skin. Don't come up to me and say you don't see color. Then you're racist. If you're gonna say to somebody of color, I don't see your color, you're a racist then. Because I'm gonna tell you what, I see your white skin, but I ain't gonna come up to you and say to you, I don't see your white skin. See me for who I am. Okay? Yes, I'm a brown-skinned woman, but I'm so much more than that. Okay? I have a heart and I have a soul. Along with that, all of this comes together. All of this is one. And that was the one thing that my customers finally realized, was that I was so much more than that. And that I was willing to stop and help. Whatever you needed help with, I was willing to do it. And it had nothing to do with skin color. It has nothing to do with your religion. It had nothing to do with your politics. It had nothing to do with any of that. All it had to do was that you needed help. And I could help you. Or I would help you. And that was the difference. And that's all we have to do now. But unfortunately, we have an idiot in office along with his administration who don't see that, who are all white supremacists, who do not want to see that. Okay? They don't want to see that. All they want to see is, and I'm going to say it, all they want to see is how much money can they make? How much money can they put in their pocket? That's all they want to see. They don't want to see nothing else. Or how much power can I have? That's it. And it's so much more than that. We have a lot of work to do. Okay. And one of the things that we really have to do is we have to, and because out of everything that I do right now, there's one thing that I have, and I got to be honest with you, I have to let go. Okay. Out of all the things that I do, I got to let go of Amazon. I got to let go of it. Okay. Because I use Amazon, but I got to let go of it. I have to. I let go of Paramount. I let go of Disney. You know, I let go of all that. I still have my HBO. I still have my my Netflix. But I gotta let go of so much stuff. Okay, because I'm tired of giving billionaires more of my money. I'm tired of it. I'm done with it. Done with it. And that's what we have to do. We have to be done with it. We have to find other ways of doing things instead of giving money to corporate and to the billionaires. We have to figure out a way of doing it. And mom and pop stores are one of the ways that we have to do. Okay, we gotta stop doing. And like I said, I gotta get rid of Amazon. Gotta get rid of it. Okay, I'm tired of Jeff Bezos having my money. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of him using. Done. But it's so freaking hard because I got so used to it and I was getting such stuff, but now I'm realizing that I can go each other ways, and now my only thing right now that I have a problem with is Prime Video, and I got to get rid of Prime Video, but I bought so many. I need somebody to help me. I need somebody because I actually bought some videos off of Amazon, off of Prime, and I have to learn how to take those videos and put it on my laptop or my phone or on my computer without having to always go into Amazon in order to look at it. So I need somebody to help me. Somebody can please help me figure that out, you know, because that way I can really just stop, and then I won't have any of that. Then I won't have to have any of that, and I'll just have to go back to buying my videos and my DVDs. Okay, I'll just have to go and do that. All right, but that's one of my. There's a word for it. I can't remember what it is. I'm telling you, I'm such senior moments. Such senior moments. But anyway, I gotta stop doing it. I really do. But that's one of the ways that we have to do it. We have to stop spending money. And you know what, Democrats? I know you guys love all politicians. I know you all love your money. I know you do. Because you were getting money. I mean, them lobbyists are just paying you money up the yin-yangs. It's no longer thousands of dollars anymore. You know, it's more like in the millions. Okay? And I get that. But you know what? you gotta get over that too. Okay? Because you're the power. Okay, you're one of the powers that we have to go to. I really wish we didn't, but unfortunately we have to go to you. You guys got to do something. Okay? You guys have to do something. But the thing of it is that you don't have to do it by yourself, because that's why you have, and I can hardly ever say this word right. I always say it wrong, but that's me. But you have your constituents. We can help you. We are here for you. But you're going to make it very hard for us to vote for you. Okay? I'm make it very hard for us to vote for you. Okay. We gotta find people that are willing to really stand up and really, not worry about money and more worried about what can be done for your people. How can we help the people? Okay, those are those are the ones that we need to deal with. Okay, because I don't want to deal with a politician, because a politician is nothing but money. Okay, I want to deal with a senator or a congressman that put money aside and are really there to help the people. Are really there to do for the people. Okay, because this shit's got to stop. It really does. People are dying. I mean, I don't want a civil revolution to happen, but that's where you're kind of leaving it to. Okay, you're kind of leaving it to that, and I really don't want that to happen, because then you'd be really talking about death. Okay, we really are talking about death, and we're talking about a war. Okay, war. They always said how war, there hasn't been one war that has done what it said it was going to do. Okay. Not one. Because war does not unify. Okay. War kills. War maims. It doesn't do what they say it's supposed to do. It doesn't. It just doesn't do it. It makes things worse. How do you know? Look at history. Look at history. Like Russell Means says, this country has been in war ever since it was founded. Every year. How many wars has this country been a part of? And now we're getting ready to start another one? An unnecessary war? Doesn't have to happen. But you're making it. You're making it happen. Because people are tired. People are tired. But and they get to a point where they just don't care. They're willing to sacrifice in order for things to change. They're willing to do that. I know I am. I don't want to. I want peace. I want peace. But that's not what this country wants. This is not what this country has ever wanted. This country has always wanted war. Always. And something's got to give. Something's got to give. Something's definitely got to give. The nerve. The nerve. How many treaties has this country had with indigenous people? I remember back in the day we used to talk about how this country has had over 350 treaties, and they have broken every single one of them except for one. It was the one that was stealing on land. And they're still stealing on land. And now they want to do have us sign away our rights again. That ain't gonna happen. That is not gonna happen. Been there, done that. It's not gonna happen. So much is happening in our lives other than this craziness. You know, some of us have other things in our lives that are happening that are making things even worse. You know, I don't know. I'm just tired. Oh well. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sitting here. Please. We have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of things that we just have a lot. But I guess that's really all I have to say now. I just got really oh well. We can do better. We can do better. I ask for strength of the Creator to let His will be done, not ours. Please, Creator. I know that you know what needs to happen. I know that you know. And I know that you are here for us. I know that. I know that there's a reason why I am in the position that I'm in right now, and why I'm living where I'm living at right now. I know. I know. And I know that you only give us what we can handle. You know, I guess we're handling it okay. We get so tired, so, oh, I don't know. I've been trying not to hold it in, not to really cry. And that's how I feel. But we're gonna be okay. We are gonna be okay. So, if no one has told them that they love you today, I love you. Because we all know that love is the answer. We have to go through so much bullshit in order to realize that. But I do love you. I may not like you, but I do love you. I do. Stay blessed. Be blessed. Mas que Deus.